because this is our version of the test that we administer to males. Employing the magic wallet reveals that they are just as dishonest as women. Men, on the other hand, put women through them for a different reason, and it has to do with trust. The majority of blue pill men out there still believe that women can be trusted, so male tests are all about testing that trust. He wants to know that she can be trusted with his secrets, money, and the fact that she won't cheat on him. Women put men through tests to see what they can get away with and how big of a pushover a man really is. There was this one guy who told me a story about how when he worked as a contractor, people would often test his trust. They would clear out all the furniture from a room before it needed to be painted or the floor had to be sanded, but he would often notice that people would leave a quarter or a $1 coin here in Canada on the ground. Clearly, there is a test. Contractors are notorious for stealing money on jobs, but this guy was pretty honest, so one. This is so that they can continue providing for women as well as the children that they have when the pressure is on. This seems to be the case many times now, going back to the magic wallet maneuver. I believe it's a form of gold digger test to try to test women's trust with regards to money, but most men will test women to see if they're willing to pay for things on dates. When they first meet, most men will test women to see if they're willing to pay. I believe that men should only test women once they get past the age of 35, and I'm talking about the men in this case, or once their big heads start thinking for the little ones. Only when a man starts thinking with his big head can the test really benefit him, but I think biological imperatives get men to test women even before. I believe that men should test women once they get women are used to putting men to the test to see whether or not they were deserving of access to their sacred vagina. The idea that men in many cases are biologically programmed to constantly be testing women's ability to trust tells me that it must be difficult for women to remain honest and morally good. Why else would biology force men to subconsciously test women for their ability to trust? I'm just making a big leap here, and I would love to get some feedback from everyone else as well as an explanation if anyone has one. Maybe men test women to see if their commitment is worth giving away. Men test women to see if they're, when you tell a woman that you are going out with a female friend, you are testing her to see if she is the jealous type, if she gets upset at the idea of you going out with another woman, and if she can't handle it and trust you or not. There are also other ways to test a woman, such as telling her that you are going out with a female friend. Another test that men put women through is one to determine whether or not women are intelligent enough to recognize when a man is lying to them. I used to do this test on girls Sailor Moon all the time. I would tell her contradictory stories all the time and see if she could basically piece them together and see and realize that what I was doing was actually lying to her. However, most of the time she was too stupid to realize what I was doing with her. So in that case, the test wasn't really an accurate test. It can also be about figuring out the intelligence of a woman, because in the past as well as today, you had to basically trust women to not mess up your life. In the past, if a woman got into debt and made bad financial decisions, you were liable. And the same applies today, so testing a woman for her intelligence is often a good way to find out if she is not going to destroy your life. However, property rights have basically made this issue far more complicated than it used. Most of the videos on MGTOW that can be found on YouTube are about trust issues. Men want women to trust them enough to give them their own space on the internet without interfering with it. If women try to shut this space down, then those women are basically failing the collective online test because they aren't trusting men enough to let them think for themselves. Men think they are beyond testing women, but as I said, many of us do it subconsciously all the time, and we don't even realize it.